in case.
It's okay.
Hey, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. It's been 2 weeks. Like, I missed everybody last week because I'm not live anymore. Like, hello, everybody. If you're listening now or you're listening later, hello. I'm getting ready for a big storm. What's it like there?
There's lots of cicadas and it's a little bit windy, some clouds.
A little bit windy. Like, it's forecasting 55 mile an hour winds in northeastern. It's going to be a
Oof.
snow blizzard here. There's a state of emergency already called preemptively for tomorrow through Monday night. And we're looking at some parts having 29 inches of snow. It's supposed to be the biggest blizzard in years, like 30 years on here. I'm like, geez, like, didn't we get hit enough a couple of weeks ago? Like, hey,
I think
Jen.
so.
Yeah, like, I'm going to be a popsicle, and I don't mind. As long as I'm a popsicle with internet, I will survive in electricity. Like, don't take my power out. That's all I got to say. Like, don't do that. Hey, Mrs. C, Jen, Purple, Clarence, Sin, welcome. Nice to have some people in the chat. We missed everybody. At least I did. Did you miss everybody, Rekkr?
I was wondering where they all went and why we weren't there.
Well, you were busy, dude.
I was busy. I also knew why I wasn't there.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you trying to play it innocent here? Like, I have no idea why we didn't stream last week. I don't know. I was here. Where was everybody else?
Yeah, jeez.
That's what it sounded like, yeah.
I'm always studious.
What?
Huh? What?
Oh, I get it. This is about the chapter, right? Like, be who you want to be, change it. Like, it's from one week to the next.
Exactly.
So Okay, chat. So we have Studious Rekkr here with us today. Nice to meet you, Studious Rekkr. No, I'm busted. I'm busted on it. You know why? Just because I can. Just because it's this chapter. Yeah. Thanks for the honors, Purple. They definitely come in handy. Kill the bots, chill. Just have fun. Like, go ahead, kill all the bots. I hate going live anymore with all these damn bots. I'm telling you. Damn.
Right.
You know what? I think Twitch and Kick need to get a clue from YouTube because YouTube catches a lot of the bots. I go in after the stream and it shows me all these help messages from people I don't even know who they are. Like, yeah, so
some of them, Kick's been getting better.
yeah, Kick has. Yeah, although yeah, but the people on Kick are very devious. Like they don't put the link. They put like the thing in there and they say just remove the space and then you'll get to the like yeah, they try to be very sneaky about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello, Aaron or Chris, whoever it is. Nice to see you. That's Trial TV Live, guys, in the chat, which I have been working with True Crime, doing recaps of trials that we've been having common that we are both following. And right now we're on the Colin Gray trial, which is a big gun law case. I think Rekkr and I have talked about this because I can't help but talk about these on a regular basis. In Georgia.
Ah, yes, the one that
Parental,
the one that has the parental thing. Yeah.
Yeah, parental responsibility versus state legislating responsibility. Hi, Aaron. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, basically the one where they're trying to pin everything they can on the dad.
Well,
there's no laws for it.
Well, there wasn't a law that they could pin on him straight out, but they did find a way to charge him for what the son is doing, what the son did.
Oh, yeah, they'll always be able to find ways to charge him.
But rather than take over our whole stream, check out my video on it, people. And
yes,
Trial TV Live if you want to see the coverage, because they're covering it every day, the live trial. And I'm in the chat over there and doing recaps with them. We just finished one tonight, which will bring you up to date for the week. So just check them out. Shill or Mrs. C, they're in the chat. If you could grab their link and post it to make it easy for people, that would be great.
Yeah, go watch the video. Don't listen to some random Kiwi try and wax philosophical on American law.
I love when you wax philosophical on American law because you actually help me figure this out. And when it comes to guns and safety and stuff and what guns do, like I always go to you or Liam, like you guys like really know a lot about guns in general, more than I do. Like when we had that in the Canero case about the different bullets in the different barrels and stuff, I went to you guys to get that all sorted out. And I do love to hear the opinions of those from other countries in regards to the gun laws, because like, let's be honest, you have very good gun laws in New Zealand and in the UK and in Australia and everywhere, in Germany. And who else is in the chat? Like all of you, like you all look at us like, are you all crazy? Well, no, we're not crazy, but it's how our country started and we have to honor it that way. Remember, we're the young brats of international. We started our country with rebellion and guns and kicking the English out by force under gunfire, and then decided we needed to protect ourselves afterwards. So there's a reason the Constitution exists and all these amendments are there, and it's pretty hard to get rid of them, you know. And I just think, and
places like UK, Australia, and New Zealand don't have guns as a part of our culture. It's not a guns. No. Guns are very
it's harder to access them.
In America, it appears.
It didn't stop the last shooting in Australia, but it did make it more consequential. It was easier to take care of it, to make it illegal, to actually prosecute those people that were involved. It makes it harder, and it actually exposed a small loophole in this man being able to carry his licensing over in multiple weapons because of being licensed outside of the country. So it did expose something there. But
Mm-hmm.
um but you're not dealing with shootings every day like we are here. Like this kind of, that's true.
Yes.
Yes, it does. You're absolutely right. And here's somebody from England who actually points out very fairly and fair point there, Clarence, that yes, the Constitution does specify it needs regulation, and that's what I call for: responsible and reasonable
Well,
regulation, especially when it
yeah.
comes to minors in mental health issues.
I,
Okay,
I
like,
think if I remember correctly, it's a well-regulated militia.
mm-hmm,
Is that right?
yeah, yes, well
So
regulated
that,
militia.
unfortunately, that's a bit too vague.
Mm.
Because you can interpret that in too many different ways. So you
Well,
absolutely can. You can assume. You can interpret that as being like, oh yes, guns do need to be regulated. But
it
there's
is
other
quite.
ways you can also interpret it to be like, oh, it's just like the militia needs to be well trained or something like that.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
And
yep.
that's the unfortunate hairy situation that people get into
And then
when
also,
it
you have to
comes
remember
to.
how old is the Constitution? Like, what was
Oh,
then
absolutely.
needs to be regulated and changed to fit now. And yet we all get that. And it's a growing population, there's a growing crime, there's all these different reasons why it should change. Risks, mental health, and all of that combined. But yeah, Rocket Couch Canada, even saying they had one not too long ago. I love my international chat. There's somebody from all these different countries in there. Like, I could go every other person. And yo, Mousie's here from Georgia. Oh, there goes the squeegee of justice. This is Chris, who I just got done streaming with. Oh, I gotta put this one up. Okay, hold on. Here's the answer. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
And
much, Chris. There's it. You're absolutely right. All the
yeah.
way from New Zealand, he was almost going to quote this to us people. So
I
it's not
I
like he
I
doesn't know.
I I do know the whole quote. I was just I just wasn't 100% sure if it was like a well-regulated militia or if it was like a militia that with well-regulated weapons or something. I knew it was either two. I had a feeling it was more like a well-regulated militia, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mousy says, "Hey
that's the
from
thing.
Georgia."
That's where it gets hairy because it's so interpretable.
It is. It is.
Otherwise,
Yes.
if if it wasn't that way, then there wouldn't be any arguments around it.
Oh yeah, and let's just throw the wrench in there that each state is allowed to cultivate their own laws about it too. Huh? As
Oh
long as
yeah,
they keep the mindset of the Constitution in line, they can create laws around it in here and there.
as
But
long
that
as
was
you
part of the
can.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about that is as long as you can justify your interpretation of the Constitution, you can do pretty much anything. As long as you can justify the interpretation of it, it's pretty open to anything.
Squeaky. We don't have enough hours in the day for this, but I
Yeah.
welcome a conversation about it in the future, Chris. It's something I look for. I like the difficult conversations, so I won't hide from it.
Mm.
Just not on this stream right now. But yes, let's talk about well regulated. Yes, because some people think that there's too much government regulation, and others think there's not enough. You know,
Yeah.
and yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
but. And I hear you, Clarence. A lot of people think there's no need for fully automatic ARs. Like, you know, I love it when hunters say they need fully automatic machine guns and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you're not hunting Swiss cheese, dude. Like seriously, like why? But anyway, not for me to argue. Don't own a gun. Don't hunt. So like, what can I tell you? I know very little about it.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this couch? Wait,
there are some cases, but it's very rare.
I heard people were calling out the recent shooting in Canada as though it makes us just as bad as the States. But they forget that we have probably as much shootings in our entire history as the States has in 1 year. You're not wrong. I don't have exact numbers, but that sounds correct to me. You're not wrong. When I'm comfortable in saying daily events, okay? Daily events. I was just talking about this. I feel for you, Couch. I mean, even in Australia, they got a lot of heat. They had one event in God knows how long. We have them constantly here. But the difference is the response in what happens as the result of them. It's what you do about it and how they learn from it, like Australia did and prevented the next one almost immediately. Yeah. I mean, people are going to do bad things. I mean, there's a certain element. There's a certain element are going to find a way to do something no matter what. But anything we can do to prevent it, we should do. Okay, because hindsight is perfect vision, and it doesn't help when something's done. It's kind of like the word "I'm sorry," right? Like that old thing about a broken plate. You can glue it back together, but it's still a broken plate. It's never the same, So like we need to learn from this stuff. We really do, because like hindsight's great, but if we don't put a little thought into the forecasting, how to prevent some things, it's never going to change. It's never going to change. But anyway, let's get to our chapter before before number one, YouTube pulls us for being too like pro gun or anti gun or whatever their word of the week is. Like, I don't want to wrestle with YouTube today, really. I've had a good run. I haven't had to fight them for whatever you said for weeks now, Rekkr. So like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me just go into my book of things I shouldn't say.
No, that was not throwing the gauntlet. That was not a challenge. That was not like pick up the slack. No, that was not. That was not. That was a attaboy, stay seated. Okay, let's be clear. That was a no, sit down. Just in case they probably think I'm so mean to you, but they have no idea. They just have no idea.
They don't know my power level.
Your power to disrupt the stream level, like put it in the yellow, put it in the can, make me fight for it for a month on YouTube. But I do, and I do win. I fight for your hard, Rekkr. I fight for your freedom to say whatever the hell you want on YouTube. Very, very hard, because I want.
By the way, if Claire's channel ever goes down, just blame me. It's my fault somehow.
No, most of these people have been here from the start. No, damn well it'll be my fault, because I don't shut up about anything that I have an issue with. Nothing. It's very hard to keep me quiet. Yeah. Your power level is
over three, not more.
No
hey! Let's not let people know that, son. We got to keep that under wraps, eh?
Yes. And for those of you confused who we're talking to, we have 3 chats going. We are live on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch all at the same time. We may even be over on Rekkr's channels too for right now. I didn't even check.
Oops.
Oh, I guess we're not.
No, I've got too many things open right now. My graphics. Well, I was going to say my graphics card, but the thing that is barely keeping my computer running is already on its last legs. It's like a 7010.
Oh my gosh, we need to get your computer to recreate itself like we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah. Ever since my graphics card, my other graphics, it's a NVIDIA GeForce GT 710.
Oh, but that's the old one
Hey,
because the new one is gone. Look it. You've got a big channel here doing free records. They're going to start a
oh
movement for you. Oh my
yeah,
god! Like,
yeah. I need freedom.
oh my god!
I'll start bringing.
Oh,
I'll start bringing other books in. No.
no, don't listen. If I get through this one, if I get to it, but yes, like let's try. Let's try to get. This is actually a fun chapter a little bit because people get a bad rap for being out here on
Hmm.
YouTube and recreating themselves and, the apologies and rebranding and this and that and the other thing. And actually, it's human nature. I mean, all right, don't be offended, but all of us with YouTube channels, like, there's something to be said. We either have a little bit of a screw loose for wanting to be out here in the first place, which is a popular opinion that I hear every day, or yes, we're into the entertainment aspect of it. We might be here for a purpose, but we know the game. We know we have to be animated and we have to go with the flow. We have to see both sides, in all of this. And there's a bit of masking or persona generating, shall we say. But it's not manipulation and it's not lying. It's the industry. Yes, it's kind of
Well,
like, I hate to say it, but isn't it like mini entertainers? I mean, I don't want to make us all that in a
yeah.
bag of
The
chips because that's not what I mean, but yeah.
the thing is that no one is the exact same in private as they are in public. Not not exactly. Now, there are varying degrees of how much someone is the same in private versus public, but everyone, it's a respect thing. Like, you don't go,
Hmm.
if you're a really outgoing person and you like to chat a lot
Hmm.
and you like to chat a lot loudly, you're not going to act that exact same way in a library, are you? You
Well, that depends. If you're talking
well,
about
okay,
me, the bear,
Claire. Let's.
and my
We're not
Discord
talking
server
about Claire
called the
here.
library, then yes, that would be the same because I think people that talk to me in the
In a
library is like,
public
Claire.
library.
Okay. Oh, you mean where
I
they
should
have
I should
actual
clarify. In a public
actual
library.
librarians? Yes, actual librarians that will tell you to be quiet. Yes, yes, that's true. Because in my library, anything goes. You can have an alternative opinion, whatever. There's everybody from everywhere, from all around the world, and we all think differently, and we all get space to say it loudly, softly, however. Um, but yeah, and thanks, Mousy, for proving my point. She says, like, what? Wait a minute, I'm not actually a mouse. Like, what's going on here? Because she's a mouse who runs a fish YouTube channel. People, for those of you who don't know, so talk about crafting your persona. It's very clever,
Mm-hmm.
actually. you know, in Claire's library, you can eat cheese, right? Even while reading the books, and we don't complain. Yep. But yeah. But
Exactly.
anyway, it's a good chapter. I'll read this slide and then we'll get on to educating everybody about what we mean. Because what we're trying to say is when we apply this chapter to everyday life, it's a little easier. It's a little easier because everyone in some way does this and needs to do this, especially in work environments, in home environments, personal and relationships, the things you do on hobbies like YouTube and whatnot. I can guarantee your persona changes ever so slightly everywhere you go. And that's because you're play to the crowd. We all
Mm-hmm.
do it. We all do it to some degree. Okay. And I think it takes a bad rap sometimes, you know, um, it gets misjudged occasionally, you know. But anyway. So anyway, the whole chapter is called Recreate Yourself. It's chapter 25. For those of you following along, the PDF is linked below, and also the slides from Canva are linked below also for every chapter. Now, judgment. The explanation. Do not accept the roles that society foists on you. Recreate yourself by forging a new identity, one that commands attention and never bores the audience. Be the master of your own image rather than letting others define it for you. Incorporate dramatic devices into your public gestures and actions. Your power will be enhanced, and your character will seem larger than life. Now, that works for business, in the entertainment industry, and everything like that. But that very first line, Rekkr, do not accept the roles that society foists on you. This speaks loudly to me for everyone, no matter what. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what, you know. Somebody
If
doesn't like what you say and they label you a word or a thing. They don't like your lifestyle. You don't have to wear that. That's their opinion and role and perception of you is not something you have to wear. Dress yourself. Wear the
mm-hmm.
clothes you want. Put forth what you want and live by it. That's who you are, not what they say. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't. If you're wearing an all pink dress, you wouldn't put on a yellow jacket, would you? If someone handed it
Are
to
you
you.
kidding? Somebody would, if you're going to the Easter egg party or it's Easter and you're in the pastel parade, you sure will are. You see, Rekkr, you can't be that judgmental. They could wear pink with yellow.
They can wear it just like I can judge them for it.
This is true. Fair point, my Kiwi friend. Thank you. This is what we're here for. Yes, exactly. Prove the point. You can judge, and you will be judged.
Actually, to be fair, yellow would actually probably work quite nicely with pink.
It does. I was just going to remind you that it does. They're in the pastels.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise,
if you really want to clash, put purple and green on. Like royal purple and emerald green, it'll look horrific.
There's about 9,000 million elderly ladies who are coming out to get you now, because I'm sure they do. I've actually seen that color combination a lot. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know. I know, but hey, I don't like. Whatever makes them happy. I don't care. I don't have to wear it.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do.
Just don't make me wear it. That's all I got to say about it. Do what you want. Just don't make me wear it. And if you make fun of me about it, be prepared. Just be prepared.
Exactly.
I don't usually lay down.
When did I start giving fashion advice out?
I don't know. This is new for you. You see, you people supporting him in the chat. You see what you did? All you have to do is give him a little encouragement. He'll get this stream taken down one way or another, come hell or high water.
Exactly.
Okay. So I don't know about you, but we're going to get on to the observance. We're going to show them how through history this changing of personas or playing to the crowd or giving the people what they want has worked or not worked. But actually, for Robert Greene, he gives us 2 observances of this law, meaning they did it right in some way, we hope.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's Julius Caesar, and that didn't end well, so we'll see. We'll have to listen intently.
His friends sure as hell had his back in front with swords.
I guess it depends on who you call a friend and what you call friendly interaction. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Lucky.
Okay. Observance of the Law 1. Julius Caesar made his first significant mark on Roman society in 65 BC, when he assumed the post of I hate that word. Adel, whatever. The official in charge of grain distribution and public games.
You got me stymied because now I'm looking. It's Idile, I think. I'm not sure because of the
Adile.
Yes, AE.
Well, if he was alive today, he would definitely be Adel.
Okay.
I mean, 65 BC, what's that, 2060, it'd be 2,000 something years old. Hell yeah, he'd be Adel.
I'm definitely going to give you 2 points on the punny score for that one. Okay. I can see where this is going today. I can see. I give up. Okay?
Who likes train tracks? Because I
I
don't
surrender.
today. I definitely don't like train tracks today.
He's not staying on the rails, people. I'll do what I can, but like that's it. I give up. Like it's too much fun. Like because he gets me
Okay.
going. Like he's actually got me helping him now, which is terrible.
So, um, the official in charge of grain distribution in public games, he began his entrance into the public eye by organizing a series of carefully crafted and well-timed spectacles. Wild beast hunts, extravagant gladiator shows, the theatrical contests. On several occasions, he paid for these spectacles out of his own pocket. To the common man, Julius Caesar became indelibly associated with these much-loved events. As he slowly rose to attain the position of consul, his popularity among the masses served as a foundation of his power. He created an image of himself as great as a great public showman. In 59 BC, Rome was on the brink of a civil war between rival leaders, Caesar and Pompey. At the height of the tension, Caesar, an addict of the stage, attended a theatrical performance, and afterwards, lost in thought, he wandered in the darkness back to his camp at the Rubicon, the river that divides Italy from Gaul, where he had been camping. To march his army back into Italy across the Rubicon would mean the beginning of a war with Pompey. Before his staff, Caesar argued both sides, forming the opinions like an actor on stage, a precursor of Hamlet. Finally, to put his soliloquy to an end, he pointed to a seemingly innocent apparition at the edge of the river. A very tall soldier, blasting a call on a trumpet, then going across the bridge over the Rubicon, and pronounce, "Let us accept this as a sign from the gods, and follow where they beckon, in vengeance on our double-dealing enemy. The die is cast." All of this he spoke portentously, dramatically gesturing towards the river and looking his generals in the eyes. He knew that these generals were uncertain in their support, but his oratory overwhelmed them with a sense of drama of the moment and the need to seize the time. A more prosaic speech would never have had the same effect. The generals rallied to his cause. Caesar and his army crossed the Rubicon, and by the following year had vanquished Pompey, making Caesar dictator of Rome.
So that was successful so far. So far, good.
So far, so good, yeah. He's getting there. In warfare, Caesar always played the leading man with gusto. He was as skilled a horseman as any of his soldiers, and took pride in outdoing them in feats of bravery and endurance. He entered battle astride the strongest mount, so that his soldiers would see him in the thick of battle, urging them on, always positioning himself in the center, a godlike symbol of power and a model for them to follow. All of the armies in Rome, Caesar's was the most devoted and loyal. His soldiers, like the common people who had attended his entertainments, had come to identify with him and with his cause. After the defeat of Pompey, the entertainments grew in scale. Nothing like them had ever been seen in Rome. The chariot races became more spectacular, the gladiator fights more dramatic, as Caesar staged fights to the death among the Roman nobility. He organized enormous mock naval battles on an artificial lake. Plays were performed in every Roman ward. A giant new theatre was built that sloped dramatically down the Tarpeian rock. Crowds from all over the empire flocked to see these events. The roads to Rome lined with visitors' tents. And in 45 BC, timing his entry into the city for maximum effect and surprise, Caesar brought Cleopatra back to Rome after his Egyptian campaign and staged even more extravagant public spectacles.
Well, there you go.
These events were more than devices to divert the masses. They dramatically enhanced the public's sense of Caesar's character and made him seem larger than life. Caesar was the master of his public image, of which he was forever aware. When he appeared before crowds, he wore the most spectacular purple robes. He would be upstaged by no one. He was notoriously vain about his appearance. It was said that one reason he enjoyed being honored by the Senate and people was that on these occasions he could wear a laurel wreath, hiding his baldness. Caesar was a masterful orator. He knew how to say a lot by saying a little, intuited the moment to end a speech for maximum effect. He never failed to incorporate a surprise into his public appearances, a startling announcement that would heighten the drama. Immensely popular among the Roman people, Caesar was hated and feared by his rivals. On the Ides of March 15th, in the year 44 BC, a group of conspirators led by Brutus and Caesar surrounded him in the Senate. Cassius surrounded him in the Senate and stabbed him to death. Even dying, however, he kept his sense of drama. Drawing the top of his gown over his face, he let go of the clothes' lower part so that it draped his legs, allowing him to die covered and decent. According to the Roman historian Suetonius, his final words to his old friend Brutus, who was about to deliver the second blow, were in Greek, and if rehearsed for the end of a play, "You too, my child."
That's where we get it too, Brutus. Yes, right? That's where we get that, like, oh, you too. Yeah. Wow. Well, definitely the master of entertainment here. He knows how to craft a crowd, hold attention, keep himself as number one. Didn't prevent any of the deaths, because isn't there another chapter that says be careful of shining too bright, for you all the attention on you, this means all the enemies too. You become a target for everyone, just by merely being at the top or shining bright in your field on what you're trying to do. So wow.
Yes.
So, but definitely
so the interpretation. The Roman theatre was an event for the masses, attended by crowds unimaginable today. What do you mean? We have crowds that are like.
I know, but remember Robert Greene, okay, and this is a little bit older. I mean, he's only got stadium rock to compare it to, based on when he wrote the book, right?
What was it? What was the concert? The one that had
Wait,
Jimi
the
Hendrix
hippie party
and
Woodstock. Yes,
yeah, exactly, Woodstock.
Yeah, but it took like 20 years to recover from that, to get rock, stadium rock. That was
who
the
doesn't,
60s to the 80s.
Who doesn't,
come on.
Who doesn't need a little bit of chaos? Why don't we have another Woodstock at some point?
Well, I'm sure that all countries have a festival like that. We do have festivals all the time, like music festivals like this. But I'm just saying, like, Robert Greene, like, give him a break.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give him a break. Anyway, crowds unimaginable today. Packed into an enormous auditorium, the audience would be amazed by the raucous comedy or moved by the high tragedy. Theatre seemed to contain the essence of life. In its concentrated dramatic form, like like a religious ritual, it had a powerful instant appeal to the common man. Julius Caesar was perhaps the first public figure to understand this vital link between power and theatre. This was because of his own obsessive interest in drama. He sublimated this interest by... Why are you throwing that word in? Like, sublimated? Seriously? Like,
Well,
what is the purpose of that?
Well, but he did. He sublimated his interest by making himself an actor and director
But
of the
you
world
don't need
stage.
to use sublimated.
It's the true definition of the word, Rick.
It is,
Carry
but
on.
it's like, why? There's no need to use it. He sublimated this interest by making himself an actor and director of the world stage. He said his lines as if they had been scripted. He gestured and moved through the crowd with a constant sense of how he appeared to his audience. He incorporated surprise into his repertoire, building drama into his speeches, stagging into his public appearance. Staging into his public appearance. Why did I... Yeah. Anyway.
They mean staging, like,
staging into his public appearances.
Staging, drawing the X on where to stand, making the props.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
His gestures were broad enough for the common man to grasp them instantly. He became immensely popular. Caesar set the ideal for all leaders and people of power. Like him, you must learn to enlarge your actions through dramatic technique, such as surprise, suspense, a creation of sympathy, a symbolic identification, and symbolic identification. Also like him, you must be constantly aware of your audience, of what will please them and what will bore them. You must arrange to place yourself at the center, to command attention and never be upstaged at any cost.
And there you go. He did it well. I mean, he elevated this persona to be a true character, right? Larger than life. What are the words that they're using to describe it? Larger than life, a man that all the people now were looking up to, recognized, and can relate to. He just was resonating with everyone, right? And now, so like he gets what he's doing, like he's really working the crowd, But I would say he wasn't like that all the time. Like, I'm sure he had some downtime, But it's like the kings of court. Like when we did the court episode on the courtier and how the king is like ruling the court there. That's a persona too that he's putting on. Like, is he always like that? Is he always in total charge constantly? Maybe some people, yes, but not everybody can wear that mask like all the time, But is it manipulation? I mean, I don't think Caesar felt he was manipulating anybody acting the way he did. Do you?
No, I don't think so either.
And obviously the people didn't. They accepted it. They loved it. The entertainment. They lived for it. It's kind of like how we look, the public kind of looks to celebrities and famous people now, like we kind of let them get away with wearing the mask and doing this. That they can't be all that good or that bad in whichever role they play, right? It's more than likely a watered down version, in real life, right? But society, we accept it. We accept it, right? Because we know that people need a role to play. Like people have to play a role to get ahead and to do things based on industry, business, personal lives, whatever your goals are. Like, we know it. And so psychologically, we do tend to accept it, right? Even though, your first instinct is to go, that's manipulation. Like, be who you are. Oh, this is who I am. This is who I am today, and tomorrow I shall be this. And when I go on YouTube, I shall be that. And if I go to the library, I will be that. it's not like you do a whole 100 like an 80 change, like your whole personality. There's just parts, right? Just little things here and there. I mean,
Exactly.
I don't know if this actually proves the point, because actually I don't think it does. I think I'm much more animated on YouTube than I am in private. Although Rekkr's going to wholeheartedly disagree right now because he talks to me every day, and he's going to say something like, "Let me see. Oh, that depends on what we're talking about and how pissed you are about the issue."
Yep.
Or annoyed, I should say. Not pissed. That's
Mm-hmm.
not a very nice word. But annoyed or aggravated or frustrated about the issue, or the topic at hand. You know. Um. Yeah. Hmm. But I would say, like in real life, in my family life, they would say I'm very measured and calm. And get this, okay? Buckle up, buttercups, because you're not going to find this one very believable, but I'm telling you it's true. How about a little less talkative? Like they have to actually ask me before I'll say something. Believe it or not. But that's because I've learned that in my family, I need to wait because like they don't listen. They don't listen. I don't waste my breath. I don't waste my breath. They don't listen. So there you go. Hmm. So what do you think of Caesar there, Rekkr, as far as uh, applying the law?
I think he plays the game well. He
Mm.
played the political game incredibly well. I mean, his tactics are still used today.
They are, yes. And it's just like I think it's a good example, and it's also a good example of, was he doing anything wrong by doing that? Absolutely not. Like it kind of like proves my point. Like you have to assert these roles, and you don't have to let what people put on you uh be the role. Like you can create the
Mm-hmm.
role. Like if you want to be preserved in a certain way, then do it. Make your actions and your words and the things that you do match that image that you want to be known for, and you can cultivate a new image for yourself out there. People do it every day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I get to talk about the femme fatale, about twisting the deceptions of man, woman. This is gonna, yeah. Why do I get this one? Like, yeah, this I don't know. This one's gonna be fun. All right, so for our second example, we have Aurore Dupin Dudevant. And, well, she has another name you'll all probably remember her from, but we'll get to that. Let's just say the way Robert Greene has it in the book. So, in the year 1831, a young woman named Aurore Dupin Dudevant left her husband and family in the provinces and moved to Paris. She wanted to be a writer. Marriage, she felt, was worse than prison, for it left her neither the time nor the freedom to pursue her passion. In Paris, she would establish her independence and make her living by writing. Soon after Dudevant arrived in the capital, however, she had to confront certain harsh realities. To have any degree of freedom in Paris, you have to have money. For a woman, money could only come through marriage or prostitution. No woman had ever come close to making a living by writing. Women wrote as a hobby, supported by their husbands, of course, or by an inheritance. In fact, when Dudevant first showed her writing to an editor, he told her, "You should make babies, madam, not literature." Clearly, Dudevant had come to Paris to attempt the impossible. In the end, though, she came up with a strategy to do what no woman had ever done, a strategy to recreate herself completely, forging a public image of her own making. Women writers before her had been forced into a ready made role, that of second rate artist who wrote mostly for other women. Dudevant decided that if she had to play a role, she would turn the game around, and she would play the part of a man. In 1832, a publisher accepted Dudevant's first major novel, Indiana. She had chosen to publish it under a pseudonym, George Sand. Now y'all know who I'm talking about, right? Acclaimed author. George Sand, and all of Paris assumed this impressive new writer was male. Dudevant had sometimes worn men's clothes before creating George Sand. She had always found men's shirts and riding breeches more comfortable. I hear that. And now, as a public figure, she exaggerated that image. She added long men's coats and gray hats and heavy boots and dandyish cravats to her wardrobe. She smoked cigars and in conversation expressed herself like a man, unafraid to dominate the conversation or use a saucy word. The strange, this strange male female writer fascinated the public. And unlike other women writers, Sand found herself accepted into the clique of male artists. She drank and smoked with them, even carried on affairs with the most famous artists of Europe, like Musset and Liszt in Chopin. It was she who did the wooing and also the abandoning. She moved on at her discretion. Those who knew Sand well understood that her male persona protected her from the public's prying eyes. Out in the world, she enjoyed playing the part to the extreme, but in private, she remained herself. She also realized that the character of George Sand could grow stale or predictable, and to avoid this, she would every now and then dramatically alter the character she had created. Instead of conducting affairs with famous men, she would begin meddling in politics, leading demonstrations, inspiring student rebellions. No one would dictate to her the limits of the character she had created. And long after she died, and after most people had stopped reading her novels, the larger than life theatricality of that character has continued to fascinate and inspire others. I gotta get it. She's got some guts. I mean, I gotta give her some credit there.
Hell yeah.
Hell, yeah, she got what she wanted, you know. But it just shows
Absolutely.
that just because she played the man, she wasn't the man, and she didn't bother to do it in her private life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, but and you and I talked about this before. The fact that it was publicly accepted, that people found it fascinating and curious, and just like went along with it, you know, was really something. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just think they just it was like the odd curiosity. It was like I don't know, like when we put animals in the zoo behind a
Mm-hmm.
cage safely where the tiger can't eat you, but you can look at it, right? I think that's how society was looking at George Sand. I think that she wasn't totally accepted. Absolutely not. But did they like hang around with her because it was fun and it was like, you know, curious and like made a name for them and everybody was talking about it? Sure. Did they bring her home to mom? No. did they did they vouch for her for public office? Absolutely not. Like, but you know what I mean? Like they just like, yeah, they didn't make a big deal of it out in public, but privately, like nobody was really being that accepting of it.
Mm.
Mm. So, yeah. Anyway, the interpretation. Throughout Sand's public life, acquaintances and other artists who spent time in her company had the feeling they were in the presence of a man. But in her journals, and to her closest friends, such as Gustav Flaubert, she confessed that she had no desire to be a man, while she was playing a part for public consumption. What she really wanted was the power to determine her own character. She refused the limits her society would have set on her. She did not attain her power, however, by being herself. Instead, she created a persona that she could constantly adapt to her own desires, a persona that attracted attention and gave her presence. Understand this: the world wants to assign you a role in life, and once you accept that role, you're doomed. Your power is limited to the tiny amount allotted to the role you have selected or have been forced to assume. An actor, on the other hand, plays many roles, enjoys that protean power, and if it is beyond you, at least forge a new identity. one of your own making, one that has no boundaries assigned to it by an envious and resentful world. This act of defiance is Promethean. It makes you responsible for your own creation. Your new identity will protect you from the world precisely because it is not you. It is a costume you put on and take off. You need not take it personally. And your new identity sets you apart, gives you theatrical presence. Those in the back rows can see you and hear you. Those in the front rows marvel at your audacity. Yeah, that kind of hits home with the whole thing.
Yes, it does. It very much does. Sorry I didn't say anything with the last bit.
I that's why I carried on. I could hear you quietly choking and possibly suffocating in the back room, but you're so far away there wasn't anything I could do. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just taking some numbing stuff. Mouth ulcers are fun.
I know. Would it be easier if I read the slides?
No, it's fine now. I can't feel a thing.
Okay, because I do want you to be able to talk and contribute. So, like, yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes, but
Okay, so...
no, she had a really interesting way of approaching just a difficult situation entirely, and it's quite fascinating because it is an incredibly out of the box kind a thing to do, and because of how out of the box it was, but obviously she had to be a skilled writer for anyone to actually even accept her. Otherwise, she would get laughed out. If she couldn't write, then like that she wouldn't be able to get away with what she's doing. So it's really fascinating that just approaching something from a different angle can actually yield significantly different results.
Exactly.
And ultimately more positive results for you.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily it's not necessarily the it's not necessarily that you are in this case it wasn't necessarily that she was being denied denied printing because denied her literature being put out there because her writing was bad, because it wasn't bad.
No, but they were going to limit it.
In that case,
they were going to sideline it to women's journals and stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, in this case, during that time, it was sidelined because she was a female, unfortunately. So, by taking another approach and actually attacking it wholeheartedly from an angle that, whether people believed or not that she was a male, it still created enough of an intrigue to make people look further.
And I hope, you know what, this resonates with me so personally because of when I started my YouTube channel. And unfortunately, this still exists today in some degrees all over our culture, okay? Because I wanted to be taken seriously about the conversations I wanted to have on YouTube. In the more that I went and saw conversations that people were having, I would be in chats well, I don't want to cause the big divide here. I think it's a lot better than it used to be. But the way they treated male streamers versus female streamers or YouTube conversationalists or commentarists is completely different. I would go into those chats and I would be going to listen to a very intelligent woman talk about a legal case, and people are saying your hair looks nice and what a great sweater. And I'm like, damn, people, are you even listening to the words that are coming out of her mouth? And it offended me. And I was like, damn. My channel's going to be advertised live. You don't get to see my freaking sweater, and you're not going to comment on my hair because you're going to listen to every damn word I say, because that's why I'm freaking out here. So I was being stubborn about it, and I stuck to it once I branded it, and I still believe in it. I still believe that my words will resonate by what I say better than what I look like. And everybody knows I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a damn bear, right? Like, I'm really not a damn bear. Come on, no more than Mousie's a mouse, or Rekkr's a Rekkr. Like, well,
Mm-hmm.
well, well. Wait a minute,
Ah,
Rekkr.
yeah.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, well, maybe, but you know what I mean. Um,
Mm.
it's a nickname, and people say, "Well, you're hiding who you are." No, I'm not. No, I'm not. My name really is Claire. Most people know my last name. Some people have seen me on camera behind the scenes. I just branded my channel, so I'm never coming on YouTube with my face because that's my brand, and that's what I did. And it was so you listen to the words and not talk about like my nice outfit and this and that. And plus, I'm really stubborn and pissed off that it takes a woman all these hours to get ready for camera, and you guys get to roll out of bed and put the camera on, and that pisses the F out of me because it's acceptable
Wait,
for you to do it. It's not
hang on a
acceptable
second.
for me to do it.
Who said I'm out of bed?
Oh, you know what I mean. Because society accepts it, that you can just look rough and tumble. You don't have to like put on the acceptable image, you know? So, you know, it pissed
Yeah.
me off. It still to this day pisses me off because I'm quite comfortable in my own skin, and I think I look just fine without like a ton of makeup or doing this. And I want to live things casually. And when I have something to say, I don't want to have to take 2 hours to get ready. And I'm sorry, YouTube people. I love you. I love all my subscribers. I love you in chat, but I ain't doing my hair for you if I don't feel like it. No. I'm not, and I'm not powdering my nose for you just to have something to say. That's where I'm at. Sorry, not sorry. But I resonate with George Sand because this actually still exists today. The words that we
Mm-hmm.
write, I mean, people get judged. And it's not just women. This is not just a women issue or a bear issue or a mouse issue or a Rekkr
It's a
issue.
circumstantial
It's
issue.
it's a circumstantial societal issue of people putting you in a damn box. And I'm
Mm.
definitely an advocate for, everybody find a way out of that box. The only box you're in is the one you want to be in, the one you
Mm-hmm.
create for yourself. Do not let others define your box, period.
Yeah.
You are the master of your box. Oh, that's going to get clipped and turned into something else entirely. Oh my God.
I thought this was
I
48
know.
Laws, not Mayhem.
I know. Sorry. No, sorry. Okay.
But
This
is it a
one's my
sturdy
fault.
white one?
It's clean.
Those are the best ones to keep the files in.
Mippy, stop it. Don't do that. Mippy, don't get the chat going. And hello, love. It's good to see you. You were going to let slide my couch. Thank you for that. Thank you for that very much. And I'm sorry I shocked you by not actually being a bear. If I've destroyed any fantasies out there, oh well. Half of you think I'm an otter. So, like, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, it's okay. But, I mean, this resonates with me. The George Sand story, I understand it. Being judged for your words and what you do instead of who they actually think you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem fair. And that doesn't just have gender ramifications. That has racial and income
Well,
and latitude and longitude, like where you live,
you
how you live, kind of perceptions, like everything. Yeah.
you can take, for instance, if a world famous MMA fighter showed up at a chess tournament,
Mm-hmm.
are they your first instinct? Are they even going to do well in that tournament?
I am guilty of judging bodybuilders like you can't look that good and spend that much time on your body and actually be thinking clearly. I'm guilty of that because Rekkr calls me out on
Yep.
it all the time. Yeah, he calls me out on it all the time, and he's right to call me out on it because it is a notion I shouldn't have. I should be judging the person for who they actually are and not some box I want to put him in because he goes to the gym every day and has pecs like that are pecs on top of pecs and thighs that are like inhumane. Like, but still,
Peter's been trying to protest these thighs.
It is turning into mayhem. Hey, Grace, I hope you're here to
Don't let
save
them
us.
know about the calves you've got.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, we all do it. And would we love to live in a world where people don't do it? They don't judge you by race or sex or what you do for a living or how much money you make or where you live or whether you're wearing purple and green, Rekkr.
Hey, okay. You can go. You can only go so far here, Claire. You need to settle down a bit here. This is getting to the reasonable end of Claire.
I know. Yes, gosh, like God forbid Claire should be reasonable. Yes, yes. When did this is what I want to know. When did freaking being reasonable become an insult? Like, you say this to me all the time. It's an insult. You're like,
can
now,
you guys
now,
see
Claire,
this? She's asking reasonable questions. Like, what are we doing here?
Understand? I mean, they're getting a look behind the curtain that they don't want to see right now, Rick. This happens every day. You know what? You're right, Grace. Purple and green are very, very popular for Mardi Gras, but I wasn't going to break his little bubble and tell him that. Yes, how dare I write better than Ember? How dare I be reasonable? How dare I ask the questions? How dare I? God.
It's
We did not come here for reasonableness. Oh no. They're on the side. Oh my God.
See?
Jeez. Oh my gosh. How dare I? But anyway, you're not I know he calls me out every day for Claire. You ask the questions. Nobody wants to answer that question. Stop it. Just stop it. I'm like, okay. All right, I'll just write it down in the book of unanswered questions. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's get to the key questions so we can get to a really good example, because we get to talk about thighs and abs all over again in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, did you forget who I used as an example?
No, I know. I remembered. Okay. Exactly.
All right, let me read. You want to read these? Are you okay to read these?
Yeah, I can read these. So the key principles. Create your identity as you would a work of art, intentional, edited, and cohesive, rather than accidental. It's a very hard thing to do, by the way. Control over perception. Power comes from controlling how others perceive you, more than from your true inner self. Use of drama and symbolism, clothing, gestures, props, and stories all function as stagecraft that makes you larger than life. Distance from your old self. If your past reputation limits you, a strong, clear break, new style, environment, or name makes it easier for others to update their mental model. And these are, on that first one, the intentional, the idea of it being intentional is one of the hardest things to do, because being intentional even just in an everyday life, it can become very taxing, but it's also the best way to go about anything is to be intentional in your actions. It means that what you're doing follows your own principles or your own desire in how you want something to be shaped.
Exactly. And expanding on that for you, Rekkr, that actually your intention there uses all the other laws of keeping in mind your goal, moving forward with the intention and what you want to accomplish at all times, and operating that way. So actually it becomes a little bit easier if you've already focused yourself on what you're trying to achieve to keep the intent. I could say with my YouTube channel, I keep my persona out here very much, pretty much the same. You can expect me to be a little boisterous, very opinionated, not to be quiet about my opinions, but to be fair and offer people the other side, to be a little humorous, to get a little dark when it gets heavy. I'm pretty consistent. I think people
Mm-hmm.
know what to expect from me out here, but you have to actually cultivate it the same. And I intentionally do that. I never want to be too much, but I want to be entertaining for sure, you know. I like to play devil's advocate. I might be the one in the room to say the thing others don't want to talk about or bring up the side that people aren't addressing. But that makes good conversation. And that's the point, right?
I think it's also very important to be able to play devil's advocate, because if you can't look at something from the other side, you don't understand what you're talking about.
That's exactly. If you can't
Just
look
like
at it from the
Caesar,
other side, you're not
yeah,
looking enough. You're only
yeah,
looking
just
through your bias. Yes.
yeah, just like Caesar argued for both sides and rallied his troops through that. Actually, arguing both sides of a point actually helps develop your own personal ideas on what something should be, or how
Mm-hmm.
you feel, or how you think something should behave or should
Exactly.
appear.
Exactly. It doesn't mean you agree. It just means you understand
No.
all
Mm-hmm.
sides of it. You've given it good thought. You've actually taken a good look at a situation or an issue, and you're able to actually hear the other side. And in those that can't, I mean, they're not coming from a good argument to begin with. In my
No, it
opinion.
means that
Yeah.
it means no. I don't even think it's an opinion. I strongly believe that people that aren't willing to look at to even toy with both sides are often not very genuine in how they approach an argument.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Obviously,
Most people are
there are some
discussing the
things that
wind.
you can just that are pretty much black and white, but
Yeah.
like if if you don't do it, if you don't look at both sides for a fair argument, do it for your own intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Do it
To make yeah.
to cultivate your own intelligence.
Mm-hmm. On the matter, yes. Make sure that
Mm.
you're informed, that you're not missing anything. It actually reaffirms and reassures your own opinions and information on the subject, whatever it is that you're discussing. Um,
You
and
also
you do,
start to notice really dumb arguments from
and
like
yeah, mm-hmm.
both sides, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, and sometimes that can be actually fun. Although I don't actually believe in tolerating the disruptor, the one who really doesn't want to have actual discourse, and real discussion
Yeah,
on a
and
matter,
that's
you know.
yeah,
So
and
it's a fine
that's something
balance.
entirely
Yeah,
different. That's someone
yeah.
who's just derailing a conversation to derail a conversation.
I mean, I love it when
That's yeah.
you get into a conversation with something and go, you don't want to hear me. You don't want to agree I'm right. I'm like, it's not about agreeing who's right or wrong. I hear you. I just don't agree with you. You haven't convinced me of anything yet. Like, sorry,
Mm.
not sorry. I mean, if this conversation is for you to try to beat me down into agreeing with you, well, you're just coming at it wrong as far as I here. I thought we were having an actual discussion about the whole situation or the issue. It's not a personal thing. Like, and if you need to be right, you're already wrong. You're in the
And you can
discussion
often
for the
tell.
wrong
I don't.
reason.
I don't know if anyone else notices this, but I notice if someone is actually not having a genuine conversation with you, because I always find the people that tend to always want to be right generally never they're listening, but they don't hear what you're saying. They're basically just listening to find a way to rebuttal whatever they want
Yeah, like the
to
person who
win the
picked like
argument.
right? They'll pick out one or two words you say it and twist it and try to argue that instead of the obvious point that you're making. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And like, pick up some minuscule fact, out of the conversation and just throw it back as if it's a gotcha. You know,
And
yeah.
it's an
I'm
easy
not
thing to
into that.
do. We
Yeah.
all do it, and we've all done it at one point or another. So
Hmm.
it's not like everyone's above that or I'm above that, because I'm sure I've
We
done
all
it
do
in
it.
times.
Yeah.
I'm sure Claire's done it in times. I'm sure everyone's done it at times.
Yeah, you've called
Um,
me out for it several times. I don't recall calling you out for it as much as you've had to call me out for it. But I do remember just once or twice where you're just like really quiet for a long time and then bring up something I said like 30 minutes before that, because like for a statistic or something to try to, derail my
mm,
point. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? you know
yep.
no, yeah, like, but everybody does it. Like I do it. Like I am. Rekkr said this to me once, and I hope you are not upset if I repeat it, but he said this to me once. It's really difficult. I know when you get frustrated and you're just tired of an argument, because you'll talk around in circles and circles until you just exhaust the other person and they just go fine. Whatever you say. And I'm like, guilty. Okay,
Hmm.
guilty. Yes, I know this about myself. I know I might do that. I've done it with family, definitely with my brothers, where they just put their hands up and they say, that's okay. You win. Leave me alone. Stop talking. Because I'll pull it all out. Like if you're not giving, if especially if you're not giving me anything back, right? And I'm just going after argument, getting this fact and this study and this fact and this until I just hammer it in and hammer it in, and then just keep going in circles. Yeah, which I shouldn't. I'm laughing because like that's a bad trait to have, like really.
Hmm.
But I am guilty of it occasionally. Yes, I am. Yeah. And anybody I do it to has every right to call me out for it. Like they should. They actually should.
Yep.
Like, that sort of thing is why I don't really watch flat earth debates much anymore. It's just frustrating when one or both sides are just trying to make themselves look like they're the smartest person in the room rather than actually communicating exactly or actually making a point or saying something. Like, honestly, Couch, is there
Yes.
anything new in flat earth debate? And why is it still a debate and not an online joke? Okay, I'm sorry. Reasonable question number 42 going in the book.
Hang on a
Why is
minute. Hang
flat
on. Wait. Let me check to see if you've hit your quota
I
or not. 1 second.
dare this man put a
Okay,
quote on me?
you haven't hit your quota yet. You're allowed to ask the reasonable question. Go ahead.
Who who on earth has the balls to put a quota on the bear?
Me.
Uh, do I know what this quota is?
No, I
Okay.
don't either. I'm waiting to find out.
Okay, because like honestly, brass balls, good on you for trying to put a quota on me, but damn, you actually think I'm gonna comply?
No, not at all, actually.
Okay, as long as we're clear about our positions, yeah, I'm fine. Because, like, yeah, that was funny. But, yeah, how did this go off the rails so bad? Although it is actually pertains to the chapter, it is definitely off rails. Here is our example, people. Does anybody know who this is?
Michael Jackson.
God, I love and hate you at the same time right now. I'm just oh my god. Does
I
anybody
know, I know. It's Franz Ferdinand. It's okay.
never heard of him? Okay. For anyone who doesn't know, this is the ex-governor of California, the Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was a bodybuilder who then became an actor. He was the Terminator, and he was Conan, and then he was the governor of California. Okay. He's Austrian, not German. I know. I didn't say he was German. Scene. I know better. Yeah. some foreigner with a bunch of muscles. Yes, Jin, a lot of muscles. Look at those abs, and gosh darn, Mrs. C, those are the kind of thighs you need for mayhem. Absolutely, absolutely. I'll just
And
say it
that's not
before you
even his
say it,
biggest.
and that's not even his biggest. Is right. But this is the perfect example of a person who changed their persona to fit society and growth and what he was doing. And he did it successfully. Nobody pointed a finger and said, bodybuilders can't act. No, he said yes with his accent and how he had to perform out on stage. He turned that into an acting career. And did he drop the accent? No. Did he drop the big muscles and the being fit? Absolutely not. He incorporated it, moved on, built a different persona with it. Okay. And who could deny that being a good actor doesn't make you a great politician? Because damn, you got to please a lot of people and they can't know what you really think, right? But you got to make them believe that they know what you really think. So, yeah, I think he did a great job.
I'm not going to say the joke. I'm not going to say the joke. I'm not going to say the joke.
Say the joke. They're all thinking the joke.
Austrian politicians do seem to be very persuasive.
They do?
Anyway,
Grace,
moving swiftly right along.
I'm just going to say, yes, Grace, I do believe that speed skaters have better thighs. Yes. And you could say he did better. I mean, he did take a big hit. He did try to turn his reputation around when he was governor, but he actually got voted in for the people believing that he was going to be fiscally responsible. But then while he was in government, did a lot of irresponsible fiscal things. So that really kind of weighed on him. And then he went, and also he married Maria Shriver from a very powerful Democratic family from the Kennedys, okay? And that boosted his political oomph in, in being taken seriously. But it was his performance record that did him in. It was actually promising too much and not being able to deliver, and people don't like that, and they got rid of him. You're right, Mrs. Cassandra. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a politician, exactly. Definitely a politician. And another thing that did him in was everybody thought of him as personally responsible and like a guy who always told the line. Then they found out he had a long-term affair on his wife, Maria Shriver, with a love child that he raised. And we're talking long, many, many years, which kind of made the marriage with Maria Shriver what everybody thought it was, just a political move in people's eyes. I'm not saying that's what it was. Of course I'm not. But people thought of it that way. And he really came down in popularity a lot after that. But yup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but actually, yup. He's a great example, I think.
He's an excellent example of and just how flexible you can be as a human. Because a lot of bodybuilding to acting, there is some crossover in that, sure. But
appearance,
from
personality,
bodybuilding to acting to politician, that goes from like changing lane to like changing zip code.
True, but why was it so successful? Because certain key elements about him never changed.
Mm-hmm.
He always took very good care of himself, healthy. He believed strong body, strong mind. He presented that all the time. He was very goal-oriented and tenacious about what he wanted. That never changed. His confidence level never changed. His accent and how he spoke to people. Although the wording might have changed and whether he was trying to smooch you over might have changed, but it kind of stayed the same. He kept a little bit of sense of humor. He talked facts. A lot of his personal personality stayed in there, even while the other elements of it outside of it had to change. Like, you knew he was very driven. You knew that he would do the work that was necessary to do. He was a bodybuilder. Look what he did with his body. He was Mr. Olympia, okay? He was not just a actor. He was a world-renowned actor. in some of roles that cannot be played by anybody else. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he when he did it, he put his all in it. He was dedicated, to what he was trying to accomplish. He wasn't afraid of hard work, and this resonated with people, and that stayed the same. He was the image of, you can come to America and be what you want if you work hard, follow the rules, in do what you need to do. You can, and he was a good role model for that. He and it played well with everyone. That never changed, you know, until he cheated on his wife, and everybody was like, "What? Not Arnold?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, like, oh God!" And then it was like, "Oh, you're just a man." Like, sorry, not sorry, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of got demoted to just a man, you know. Yep. But anyway, so on to the next. Let's put Arnold to bed. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, my favorite part: the psychological mechanisms implied by the law. Why does this work on us, and what is it all about? Okay. Mm. Some of the things, psychological mechanisms involved in this law, are the salience bias. The more vivid and stylized your persona, the more people remember you and overestimate your importance. When you play the flamboyant and powerful character, if you walk into a room like you own it, people will believe it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Consistency bias. When you show up as the same character again and again, people unconsciously align their expectations and interpretations with that persona. With me, people can guess what's going to trigger me, what's not. What am I going to be? You know, you, yes. If you're consistent with it, they will, you know. Like they know Rekkr's getting ready to make another joke. He just sucked in his breath.
No, no, no. I'm just
Okay.
letting you talk.
Do you want to read the next two?
Role expectations. Once others accept your chosen role, expert, rebel, visionary, clown, martyr, they start to police it for you, keep you in character in ways that benefit your power. It's very true. People don't like change.
Mm-mm.
Um, Narrative control. If you give people a compelling story about who you are and where you're going, they use that story to rationalize your behavior and forgive inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm. Like they can,
Mm-hmm.
if they know what, it's kind of like, if they know what's going on with you, they can forgive a bad day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Just you gotta. It's kind of you gotta make it relatable, and you can't really be telling an outright lie about it because that's gonna come back and haunt you. As we know about many of a streamer or a YouTuber, a celebrity or a politician who has got caught with their pants down or whatever outright in a horrible situation and then tried to come back with the "I've changed" apology and things are different and I've learned from my mistakes, and then just keep doing the same damn thing.
Exactly.
You gotta be, you would have to show them your actual that you actually are reformed. Robert Downey Jr. Okay. Yep. Robert Downey Jr. looks like he definitely reformed. He made a comeback. People wanted to work with him again, even though he was horrible, volatile, and really difficult not showing up in the beginning. And then he got sober and he changed his ways and they gave him a chance and he proved it. Okay. And then we take his counterpart, Charlie Sheen, who still to this day cannot be trusted to show up for a job, or any day could be sober or not. Like, I don't know. I don't want to doubt his sobriety. He says he's sober right now, but he's still very unpredictable, very unreliable, and he has not had the bounce back that Robert Downey Jr. had.
Mm-hmm.
The consistency, the role expectations in narrative control are what worked for Robert Downey Jr. He stayed on task. I have changed. You won't see me do it again. This is who I am. I'll prove it to you. Right? And he did.
Yes,
And
very
uh,
successfully, and now he's a part of one of the biggest franchises in,
mhm,
well, a lot of movie history, I guess.
well, there's plenty of celebrities we've seen where it didn't work, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, at all. So, um, the book uses for the image. I'll let you read it, but it does use the sea god. The image here is the sea god Proteus, right? Are you
Yes,
able to read it? Okay.
I can read it. Okay. The Greek the Greek sea god Proteus, his power came from his ability to change shape at will, to be whatever the moment required. In Menel,
Yeah.
when Menelaus's brother of
Argonenum.
Argon, the
Yeah.
noble
Yeah.
gas. Yep.
Yep, that guy. No,
Um,
not the noble gas. Argonenum. Argonemon. Stop. You crack.
Agamemnon,
Yes, okay.
Agamemnon, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
tried to seize. Yeah, tried to seize him. Proteus transformed himself into a lion, then serpent, a panther, a boar, running water, and finally a leafy tree.
In other words,
Hmm.
he didn't just stand there and take it.
Nope.
Mm.
And then the
Yeah.
authority. Know how to be all things to all men. A discreet Proteus, a scholar among scholars, a saint among saints. That is the art of winning over everyone. For like, uh, for like attracts like. Take note of temperaments and adapt yourself to that of each person you meet. Follow the lead of the serious and jovial in turn, changing your mood discreetly. Baltazar Gratian,
I like
1601
him.
to 1658.
What a smart man that Balthazar is. Such a smart man. Like, I always love his quotes, but this one's spot on. Do we not
Yes.
change the way we speak to people, individual, even so slightly? If you know someone is taking something extremely serious, you're not going to go in with your joking humor. You know, you're not going to,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? We do, what's the word? We do kowtow to others' image of us at all times.
Mm-hmm.
It's not manipulating and it's not lying. It is societal acceptance. It's what people have to do in crowds. It's one when you're not by yourself, it's necessary. We are constantly responding to the other person in a conversation or in a room or those around us. And there are things that people expect and don't expect. And you can't always have the best result if you disregard those notions of expectation in what's necessary to move ahead, or the awareness, like the law tells us, to always be aware of the room, always know who the power players are, play to what you need all the time, like be aware of what you want, and don't do anything in the situation that's going to get in the way of that. And that may mean changing how you speak or what you talk about to certain people at certain times. You know,
And
if
we
you're
very much do
trying
that unconsciously.
exactly, and it's and I don't and this chapter, we're not trying to make anybody feel bad about doing it. I'm actually encouraging this chapter because this is something that in everyday life we all do every day to some degree. We do.
Mm-hmm.
We do. It just we do. You change how you talk to your children, to your husband, to your mother-in-law, to your boss, to a stranger, to the people online, like to different groups, with different common interests. Yes, you do. Ever so slightly, ever so slightly. And I can assure you, from one group to another, you are known differently. They if you ask them about you, if somebody who doesn't like just asked about you, in all of these groups would have just slightly different versions of you based on their interactions with you, based on the conversations you've had, you know? And it's just
Mm-hmm.
true. There's just no denying it. It's just this law is usable. This is probably one of the first laws in the book. halfway through that I could say 100% usable in everyday life, and you are already using it. No study necessary. You're already
Well,
doing it.
the easiest example is move to another country and try and keep your accent for over a couple years.
Are you kidding? I moved to a different Discord and I can't keep my accent. If you put me in a room with a bunch of Australians and Kiwis, I'll start saying different words, or a bunch of Englishmen. Like, because of how I was raised, and these words are very common to me in my head. You know, it naturally comes out. Same thing when I go visit down south. If I'm there for more than 2 weeks, I swear to God, I'll come back with a twang. I would. I would be
Mm-hmm.
talking differently to you, and you'd be like, Claire, where were you? Where, where were you? Like, why are you talking like that? You know, it happens. People do it naturally. It doesn't change your whole personality. It is probably temporary, but I know, like, my daughter went to South Carolina and she was there for 6 weeks, the whole summer. She came back and I couldn't understand a word she said. Like, it was that pronounced, the accents that she's picking up, the words, the phrases of all the people around her for 6 weeks that she was dealing with. And it was all just part of her vernacular there when she's talking to me every day now. And it took a while for it to go away. It did go away. But yeah, it was funny. We made fun of her, of course. My brothers were horrible teasing her. But yeah, it was, but it happens. It does happen. I mean, you know yourself, this Rekkr. You don't have the same Kiwi accent after dealing with all these Americans online that you did before.
I bet if you find the first video that I was in with you or everyone, my accent now would be probably slightly different than it was back then.
Mm-hmm. I think that
maybe not dramatically, but
I know mine
enough.
would, because I was very, very stiff and very, very, like, tried to act like a news broadcast, like a professional whatever. I used, like, my instructor voice, like I'm telling you something voice, you know what I mean, instead of my conversation voice. And I used to teach in community college, and so an instructor voice is a thing. It is a way to present yourself where they need to listen to you and they need to learn something from you, and it's a different way of talking to people because you're actually talking for accomplishment here. And you're more pronounced in what you say. It's a little more choppy, direct, and a little, let's say, stiff. All right, let me just put it in simple English for you, because that's my style now. I talked like I had a stick up my ass. How's that? Definitely, definitely, that's how I talk in my first couple of videos.
Oak
That
or
went away
cedar?
real quick. None of your damn business.
Okay.
You're getting a little personal there. We're not having a discussion about my ass on YouTube. Nope, we're not. Nice try. You're going to get this thing derailed. All right, pick a question. Any question. Go ahead.
Okay. Where is the line between strategic self-creation and being fake? How do you personally draw that line? I think the only way that you can only be the person who decides if you're being fake or not. Because if you don't feel like you are being genuine to yourself, then you are probably not, then you're probably being fake. Let's see, the next one. In today's world of social media, is it easier or harder to reinvent yourself compared to the past?
Oh, can I take that one first?
Sure.
Harder. Everybody knows everything. I swear to God, you can come out here and you can, like about the way I talk. That haunted me. Like, they were picking on it and haunting me like forever. Now it's like no big deal because it changes all the time and people are just used to it. And I never apologize for it. Like, they can think whatever they want, but it's harder to reinvent yourself or to say that you're a certain way when people can pull up anything about you and throw it in your face these days.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, especially if you're out here on the socials as a streamer or a YouTuber or doing any kind of commentary, if you put yourself out here, be prepared for that. They will dig up anything to say, no, that's like not you. What do you like? Here's one of the things that I get hit with all the time. What do you mean you were an instructor at community college? Like, I just went to your LinkedIn and it says you were in business administration and you ran a company. And I'm like, yeah, I did that. Well, you can't do both. Oh, yes, the hell I can. What do you think you do when you leave a business or whatever, or you get known for what you do? The college calls you up and asks you to teach it. Like, of course you can. But people are like so prone to try to do the gotcha on people. Like so prone, like if you're doing anything to try to find something wrong with it, that they throw all this stuff up. You've got to be ready for it. Like, it doesn't even mean anything. Like, I find it more fascinating that they bother to look me up on my LinkedIn in all my past experience. Do I ever come out here and talk like a lot about my work experience or my private life, or put out like all of that personal detail? No, it's not what I'm here to talk about. But you end up defending it. And it's very hard if you want to actually say, I've got some experience in this or that, and there's people trying to challenge you with this stupid stuff that doesn't like, really, are you here to just disrupt? Like what's your point? There's a lot of people out here that just want to pull people down instead of just letting them be. I think there's space for everybody on YouTube. There's online. Like, you really waste your time when you're coming from such a place of judgment that you think you know better than everybody else, that somebody can't have an opinion about something or talk about something. Like, it's juvenile, in my humble opinion. Sorry, not sorry. But hey, have at it. It's a free world. Waste your time. Ask me if I actually care, though. Like, I don't actually give a AF, okay? And that's what gets me through. But I would say, yes, it's harder to reinvent yourself, to overcome any kind of mistake that you made with people just out here trying to throw things in your face from 10 years ago, even, as if you can't change in 10 years. I challenge anybody to tell me they haven't changed in 10 years. I call you a liar right to your face, or very ill-informed. I might say it nicer. I say, you're obviously not looking at it deep enough. You're very ill-informed if you think you haven't changed in 10 years. Like, seriously. Anyway, sorry. Not sorry. Go ahead, Reck.
Okay. Does the permanent record of old posts and videos make genuine growth harder because people can always drag out your past?
It's like those two go together.
I think we already have that answered.
Yes, we'll just say yes.
Do you think it's acceptable to have both private and public persona? Why? Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely, it's perfectly fine to have a public and private persona because, I mean, everyone does things in private that you wouldn't want in public.
And we talk to people differently privately, people in our personal relationships. You talk to your boo different than you do your mom. You talk to your kids different than you do your boss. These are, whether you believe it or not, the way you speak and present yourself is the persona. That's what we're talking about. And you have to admit, they're all different. And absolutely, I can tell you that my public persona is slightly different from my private persona. I think that some of the people that know me a little bit better, that have known me for quite a few years, could say that. Could absolutely say that. Because they know me better. They know different sides of me that perhaps I don't think it's any business of YouTube or the public. Right? And I don't make any apologies for that. I'm not trying to be insulting. Like, I care what you all think, and I'm not trying to insult anybody. But there are parts of my life that you don't actually have any right to know about. Really. That's how I feel about it. You might feel different, but that's how I feel about it. And so, of course, I'm going to be different. Yeah. I mean, you are a good example. Rekkr, you talk to me a lot privately. We could say that. We talk off screen. We stream together. We've known each other for 4+ years now. You've had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
private conversations with me, and you can actually say legitimately, I present myself differently in private than I do out here right now.
Absolutely.
And I could say the same about you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right? They,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with that either,
Yep.
people, as far as I'm
No, there
concerned.
isn't.
What if you have a different opinion? Meet us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Seriously. Like, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, meet us in the comments and tell us about it. Because I would like to hear why anybody thinks that that's not normal.
And I would love to hear how they're the exact same in person as they are in private. In public as they are
Yeah.
in private.
Amber, you
Okay.
got that, right? Performance me is much more extroverted than in real life me. Same here. Same
Mm-hmm.
here. Yup.
Um
Wait. Couch is saying, so what you're
hmm.
saying is that I have to worry about people calling me a fake gamer girl? Yes, Couch. Yes, you do.
Yes, Couch, we know
You
you're an
know,
e-girl.
I
We
know just
know.
about how, yeah, I know just because he was so jealous of my cat ears. All he wanted, like, we know you're a fake e girl, like gamer girl or something. Like, all you wanted
Mm-hmm.
was my cat ears. We know it. Yeah.
And don't
Mhm.
worry, we won't tell anyone about your OnlyFans either.
No, that was Sin. Sin has the OnlyFans.
Oh, is it Sin? Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Then who am I subscribed to?
That's lucky.
Okay.
Throw
Oh,
everybody under the
man.
bus.
Uh, I'm.
No, listen, people. I'm just throwing this. It's all a joke. I'm just throwing names out with people who can take it like that because they know I'm only kidding, but for sure. Yes, Mrs. Cassandra, I'm sure people love your customer service voice. Right? You put on your convincing, calming customer service. That's a perfect example of what you have to do at a job, and you come home and you're like, nah, I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and come on, we all have that special voice that we talk to someone when we're trying to really impress them. Come on, like, come on. I can tell when Rekkr's using it or Mrs. Cassandra's using it. Like, and I can tell when she's being devilish because I stream with her when she gets on stream, and I know something's coming because she gets this devilish tone in her voice, and I just know, I just know, I'm gonna have some stuff to wrangle with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't tell Rekkr about your OnlyFans feet pics. Oh, okay, I won't. I'll keep that just between us, Mrs. Cassandra.
Well,
Now I
now
just want to start just doing math. Exactly. I would subscribe. I am that asshole. I would subscribe to somebody just doing math on OnlyFans. And please just clothe yourself. Wear something nice. Like don't do the other thing. I think that would be a hoot. I would advertise for you actually free. Yes.
I actually thought about making an OnlyFans of like electronics that have been taken apart, so you get to see the inside. Naked electronics.
Listen, I learned how very weird YouTube is when we were doing Mayhem and we all had to show up naked. And somebody actually put boobs on my avatar, and I really was naked. And people were sending me DMs about the avatar's boobs. Like, this is a weird place. This YouTube can be a very, very strange place. Like, I like, it's a cartoon, right? Like, it's freaking those aren't my boobs. It's insane. It's insane. Or you get the random comment that says, "Oh, you look beautiful today." I'm like, I'm a freaking avatar. Like, how the hell do you know? I'm in my pajamas. Like, what are you talking about? Like, sure. Anyway.
Okay. So the next one is, um, if someone crafted an image, if someone's crafted image inspires people and does good, does it matter if it's partially a performance?
Um, no, because all these do-gooders all over these advocates, these, all right, let's use celebrities as an example. Okay. Do you think it is acceptable to have, I mean, if someone's crafted an image, inspires people, and does good, does it matter if it's partially performance? No. Let's take Angelina Jolie as an example. Okay, and this is going to be a little harsh for you Jolie fans. I'll apologize in advance. In advance. This woman is a home wrecker and a selfish bee, and then she remodeled herself to be an advocate for the world, for children and the poor, and she became an ambassador, and we all fell for it, and we all believed it because she actually was making changes. She got schools built, she got water, she got children fed, she walked the walk and adopted these kids, and we all went with it. But it didn't change the fact that she used to be a roaring bee, an edgy mofo, and a home wrecker, and very selfish person. But she recrafted it, and we all went with it, and it's just fine. And she's allowed to do that because she did good. There you go. That's my. Do you have an example? I'm sorry if I crushed your idol there. I know for all of you Tomb Raider fans, remember it was just an outfit. Like it was just an outfit. You know, she's just a character. It wasn't the real person.
I was trying to see if there was anyone who was perceived as... Saint, what's the nun,
Oh, Mother Teresa?
Mother Teresa, yeah, she's seen as like the ultimate holy woman. But if you look into her history, she's actually a hard ass who just slapped the shit out of people.
I know. Yes, she was very strict.
But it doesn't take away the fact that she was seen as a very that the idea of her was of a very pure person.
Right. And it didn't stop her from doing good works. Some of the best works out there, right? Lots of them. Lots and lots of them. So I would say the answer to that is no, it doesn't matter if they're doing good works. I think we think about it, but it's not going to stop us for thinking that what they did were good works and that people can change. You know? And some people on a redemption arc can do the best things for the society and for the greater good because they're on a redemption arc. I mean, yes, why? Of course we're going to accept it. Yeah.
I just thought of a perfect example. Okay. If someone is genuinely psychopathic, which means that they don't experience emotions the same way as other people, but they actually do lots of good, like helping people out and supporting communities and stuff like that, are they still a bad... because psychopaths are perceived as bad people just inherently. Are they actually a bad person? I would argue no. They're not.
I would say they're not. Just because they're not doing it out of feeling doesn't mean they're not doing it for a purpose and a reason. They're still doing it for a goal to do good or make an accomplishment, and they're still doing good. So I don't think it's fair to judge them as bad people because they don't have emotion. Like, I mean, if they're killing people, taking advantage of people, manipulating people, stealing their money, hoodwinking them, causing great harm, yes, they're a bad person. But not feeling emotion the way everybody does, that is something that they can't help. And that doesn't make them a bad person, in my humble opinion. If they're doing good works, that means they're a good work who just doesn't feel about things the same way we do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, good works are good works, whether you're doing it for a purpose or not. I mean, you're all doing it for a purpose. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Don't most of us do good deeds to feel good? Is it really to make the other person feel good 100% of the time? No, it's not. It's a mutual feel-good thing, is it not? Is it not? Like, don't we do it for how it feels for us, too?
Something I learned from friends is that there's no such thing as a selfless act.
Like free lunch. No.
Yeah.
It's true.
You can never do something that is completely selfless because
True.
you're
Even
always doing it. You're always getting something out of it.
exactly. Take for instance the older gentleman who always opens the door for everybody. Okay? That is not only doing it for other people, but for himself, to honor the manners he was taught, to honor like good deeds to the world, to be perceived as a kindly gentleman, honoring the manners he was taught and how his parents raised him. There is perks on both sides, is there not? Like, yeah, it's not just the
Hmm.
random, I'm going to open the door for you because it's a good deed, right?
And you can just feeling polite, feeling like
Mm-hmm.
you are in a way a good person in that respect.
Or being perceived as a good person in societal views. You're
Hmm.
out there with the image and people notice it and recognize it because I'm opening doors and I'm saying hello and I'm saying thank you and please and have a nice day. Yes, we do that for ourselves as much as we do for everyone else. Absolutely 100% I agree. And it's kind of like a little naive to think we don't do it for ourselves because we're human. And most things that we do first are for ourselves. It's survival. It's how we're
Hmm.
coded. It's how we're coded, people.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay. The next one is: should we judge leaders and celebrities more on their should we judge leaders and celebrities more on their private reality or on the public role they play?
Hmm.
Um, I guess depends on what
I
comes
don't
out.
I don't think we should judge them on their private reality, but we do. I think like let's take Schwarzenegger for example. We would not have judged him so harshly about the affair if he wasn't doing so damn well for the state of California and didn't have all of the political things against him at the same time with not keeping his campaign promises, not balancing the budget, making things tighter, not coming through on promises. I don't think we would have judged him as harshly for that about the private
Mm,
affair that he had. That's his private life, right? That's really not public, but it's something in his
exactly.
private life that we're judging him on. You know, if he had been doing good, I would say they probably would have let it go and just judged him on his public role. But because the public role was failing, they brought the private in and made it even worse. You know what I mean? Like they
Mm-hmm.
felt free to go there. So I say it's situational. I think
Mm,
celebrities, whatever they do in their private life is fine as long as it doesn't break the law or harm others. You can't be a serial killer. You can't be the P word or the R word or any of those other words. And expect to have a great celebrity reputation in the public if that's what you're doing in the private. Like, don't be a Diddy.
exactly.
Don't be an
Mm,
Epstein. Okay, like yeah. Um,
mm,
and don't be a serial killer. Don't be a Ted Bundy. Like eh, Jin says, with the current public leadership, I say judge harsher. I wish someone would. Absolutely, Jin.
mm,
Like accountability would be nice, you know. But then again, we're going to be judging him on his public actions anyway, like his private ones. We're kind of used to that being screwed up, aren't we? Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Next,
When does reinvention become manipulation? How can you tell the difference?
harm,
Um, harm. Yeah. When
intentional,
your when
intentional
your
harm.
actions, when your actions affect someone else's well-being.
Hmm. Exactly. If you're causing intentional harm, absolutely, then you've got manipulation. When that changing of the persona is to drive someone crazy or to pretend that you're someone else, just to get away with something, or to manipulate something into a. All right, here's a great one. This is not. This is just going to be like so absurd, but if you think about it, it's actual perfect example when changing your persona to get what you want could be manipulation and actually not very good. Um, you're dating someone for a year, You guys have had the conversation about the future in children, and you think you're with someone that wants a committed relationship and wants to start a family, and you get married, and then after talking about it and it keeps getting put off for 2 or 3 years, you hear from that person that they never really wanted to have children. They just said so because they didn't want to not have you in their life. Major manipulation of a fake persona, just being who the person wants so that they don't leave you. That's wrong. That's the difference. Like pretending to get what you want, in that case, causes harm to another, and that's wrong. That's totally wrong. You just wasted like how many years of that other person's life, right?
Exactly.
I hate to make it into a personal relationship, but it was the first thing that popped into my head. Like, like that kind of thing. Because often people are afraid to be who they are because somebody's going to react in a certain way. And that's the wrong kind of manipulation. Don't do that kind of persona. You need to be proud of who you really are, honestly, especially in your private relationships. Is somebody worth keeping around if you have to pretend to be somebody else to keep them there? Like, why do you really want them there? They don't want to be with the real you, do they?
Nope.
Yeah, so, I think it's disrespectful for people to do that to other people, not say what they really want, not be who they really are. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I know that's easy to say in a world full of loneliness and people tired of waiting for the right one. But it's worth it because you can't give up who you are or what you believe in just to keep somebody around. It never works. It's a Band-Aid. It's never going to work long term. You're just covering up the fissures and eventually everything falls apart. You can't keep it together for that long,
Exactly.
Too deep, huh? Yeah. I'm surprised you left that one up there. But
well, there isn't a quota for deepness.
Sure there is, but this isn't mayhem. Okay, anyway, let's go to the rehearsal. The reversal, not the rehearsal. Let's see. All right, so this is interesting because the reversal for this is short because it says that there can be no reversal to this critical law. Bad theater is bad theater. Even appearing natural requires art. In other words, acting. Bad acting only creates embarrassment. Of course, you should not be too dramatic. Avoid the histrionic gesture. But that is simply bad theater anyway, since it violates century-old dramatic laws against overacting. In essence, there is no reversal to this law. Like I said, everybody does it. It's to what degree and whether you're harming someone, whether it's acceptable or not, and can be successful. Yeah? Oh, wait. I disagree on that point. Manipulation can be good. You can manipulate someone to inspire them. Yes, I do. But that's not really harming them. Okay? The manipulation isn't the actual bad part about it, because being a different persona or changing how you do things is slightly manipulative no matter how we look at it. It's whether or not it causes harm that we were talking about, Couch. I agree. Manipulation can be for the good, can get you to open up into different groups of people and learn how to get along with different groups of people by just, manipulating a little bit about not being so forthcoming in some opinions right out the bat and things like that, and coaching your language to fit theirs, not necessarily agreeing with everything they say, but not upsetting the apple cart. I mean, some people would call that manipulation. In especially manipulating when it comes to children, in motivating and inspire them. It's almost necessary. And I don't know if any of the other parents in the chat will agree, but it is. Like, it is how you
Easiest
parent.
example when it comes to children, they bring you a picture that they've drawn. the thing looks like someone threw up colored crayons all over it. Are you going to say that? Probably not.
Right. You're
Are
going to hang
you
it up and be proud of it and instill and
exactly?
motivate them and inspire them to explore their creativity. It's a great
Exactly.
example. Yeah, it's a great example, you know. And I agree, Couch. Private and public should be judged separately. Actually, and they do. They do get judged separately. And those
Mhm.
people that know people both privately and publicly sometimes run into issues with stuff like that they do publicly or whatever, and that they have to justify it privately. I get that, you know, but again, that's all compromise and communication between your private life and those in it. You know, they can smooth all
Yes.
of that stuff over with. But wow, this was a good one. I liked this one.
Yeah.
We went a
It
little bit
was.
over. Yeah.
Mhm.
We're, but I don't know. Does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to say on this? Because I mean, I hope I wasn't too hard on your Rekkr. This was fun. This
No,
was
this was
actually,
good.
yeah. This is the one I can agree 100% that this particular law is used every day. It still is used every day. Well, Julius Caesar wasn't the only one. Neither was George Sands. Like, we use this every day, in
Mhm.
some way in our lives, somehow, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's absolutely necessary in business, which is what Robert Greene tried to express, that in business, in politics, it's absolutely necessary. When you have to convince people to sign contracts or that you're the best at something, it is absolutely necessary to do this rule. Yep.
Mhm.
Mrs. Cassandra says you were more hard on me than I was on you. Really? Yeah, he was. He did try to quote max me.
Yep.
Hmm.
I was quote marking her. Question from further up. Do your answers to the questions from earlier change when talking about corporation rather than single person? Absolutely.
But only slightly in this case, because we
Mm.
all do the persona in both private and public life. And I think we do the persona more strongly in corporate dealings, in big group dealings and endeavors, and when we have a goal that we are trying to accomplish and get a bunch of people to agree with us or to accept an idea or a goal that we're going after. I think it's more prominent there. It's more subtle in our private life, so it's only a matter of degrees for me. It doesn't change necessarily the answer that I gave. It's just a matter of degrees. In Does that make any sense? I hope I answered that appropriately for your couch. I'm trying to.
I think that was a good answer.
Okay. I think on that we can wrap it up. I think for let's see, for see what's going on for the week. I'm still doing videos on true crime updates as they come. I've got one on the yogurt murders coming up, and one on Courtney Clenny just had a hearing, and so did Dwayne Davis in the Tupac case. So there'll be some short videos coming out. I still can't go live regularly. I am following the Colin Gray trial, and I'll be doing recaps with the Trial TV Live on their channel at the end of every week. I don't even know if there'll be one this week because we'll be on verdict, I think, by the end of the week. It's going so fast. So, that's what I'm doing. And then Saturday, of course, here. And I hope to do a mayhem maybe before the month is out, maybe next Monday, if I can get people on board. So hit me up, ladies and gentlemen, for a Monday mayhem panel for the month at the end of the month, the last Monday of the month, which I think is next week. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
here from the snowstorm, I mean, if I can dig out, if I'm not a frozen bear sickle somewhere. You got anything
Mm-hmm.
going on? You got big goings on.
Um. Yeah, I'm going back to uni in about 2 days.
Mm.
Um. Yeah. And Um, I'm probably gonna release another cover soon. Once my mouth ulcers decide to behave.
Yeah. Well, we did
Um,
actually enjoy your guitar playing the other day. You put some of your practice pieces out.
yes,
That was nice.
I'm probably gonna release another one of them at some point soon as well.
Oh, please. Yeah, more of those. Those are really nice too. And you don't have to sing with those. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we do love you singing, of course, but yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. But just so that they know, we're gonna try to keep going on Saturdays during uni, except for with big exams and stuff. I'm sure you'll all give us a Saturday off here and there, but we're gonna keep
Yeah.
going. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so thanks, Mrs. C. I will let you know. I'm really want to actually try to get that done for a Monday. All right. So I think on that we'll wrap it up, right?
Yep.
And for all
And
of you,
I do actually have some last words.
you do. All right, let me
I
say mine
do.
first, and then you'll say
Okay.
yours, and then you'll end it by saying, goodbye to everybody, and that's it. But for all of you that are watching, that don't comment like in the chat, because for whatever reason, or you're watching later, meet us in the comments. We want to hear, Rekkr and I, what you think about it. Whether you agree, disagree, you got something to say about it. That's why we do all of this. For the conversation, the interaction, and we want to make sure we're getting the point across, like about this in trying to
Mm-hmm.
this challenge of that was presented of making the 48 laws. Are they usable for everyday life in some way, or is it only business cutthroat dog eat dog stuff? But there's little nuggets like this one in that
Mm-hmm.
book that can be very, very useful for everyone. So
Yes, absolutely.
all you now.
All me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My final words are: even a mask will be recognized as your face if you never take it off.
Oh, good one. You need to type that in the chat. Yes, that was a good one.
Here, let me type that in chat.
And then we will sign off. Everyone, have a great, great weekend. Whatever you're doing, stay safe, stay warm, you know, and be who you want to be. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. Know who you are. Don't let them tell you, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Even a mask becomes your face if you never take it off. Hmm. Wow. That's profound. Good night, everybody.
See you. Have a good one.
Mm.